The year was 1947. India gained independence and chose democracy as its path, a beacon of hope in an era enveloped in gloom, wars, and dictatorships. This momentous decision would go on to profoundly shape the future of the country. It was amid the tumultuous backdrop of a post-war world that this newly liberated nation decided to embark on a journey towards self-rule, a voyage that promised to be filled with hope and tribulation. As the years rolled by, India found itself navigating the choppy waters of democracy, steering towards a future that was uncertain yet filled with promise. The nation's leaders, resolute and determined, faced countless challenges, from economic struggles to social inequality, yet their commitment to democracy never faltered. Fast forward a few decades, and the picture seems to be shifting. The country's path, once marked by the clear guiding principles of democracy, now appears to be navigating murky waters. The dawn of the 21st century saw the rise of a powerful central government, sparking a new era that was as promising as it was daunting. With this shift came a gradual yet alarming erosion of the checks and balances that serve as the bedrock of a resilient democracy. This pivotal change was not sudden, but progressed slowly and steadily, altering the course of our civilization. The first significant event unfolded in the year 2010, a year that will forever be in the annals of history. The government, with an ironclad grip on power, boldly introduced a series of highly controversial laws. These divisive laws significantly curbed the citizens' freedom of speech, stifling dissent, and challenging the very essence of democracy. The first significant event was in 2010, when the government introduced a series of controversial laws, curbing freedom of speech and stifling dissent. This harsh period was succeeded by a relentless assault on individual freedoms. The year 2014 brought about an eruption of widespread demonstrations provoked by the escalating authoritative governance, which the government machinery met with unyielding repression. Protesters, brave and resilient, filled the streets, their voices echoing their defiance against the oppressive regime, demanding justice and freedom. But the state, rooted in its hardline stance, employed extreme measures to silence them. The government's grip tightened, and its resolve hardened. Despite the fervent protests, they remained unyielding. Then, in 2016, we witnessed an even more alarming pattern as power dynamics shifted dramatically. The government, in its relentless pursuit of dominance, targeted the judiciary system, an essential foundation of democratic principles. By 2020, India's democratic fabric was under severe strain. The administration implemented controversial regulations that were seen many as having a negative impact on minority communities. Critics also claimed these laws could potentially erode secularism, a key pillar of the nation's constitution. This underlying tension led to significant public unrest and debates across the country. These developments have raised concerns among global human rights organizations and liberal thinkers. Furthermore, the year 2024 has seen an unprecedented increase in government surveillance measures, sparking widespread concerns. These unnerving instances have led many to question if India is indeed sliding into a dictatorship. Let's take a moment to analyze the political dynamics at play. In India's political landscape, two significant figures stand out. Prime Minister Narendra Modi of BJP and Rahul Gandhi, the opposition leader from INC. Modi's charismatic leadership and New India vision have won him nationwide followers, but his consolidation of power raises democratic concerns. In contrast, Gandhi's inclusive and secular approach aims to preserve democratic values and uphold India's diversity, yet struggles against BJP's popularity. These contrasting strategies, ideologies, and their implications for Indian democracy are notable. As we move forward, it's critical to keep these dynamics in mind as they play a significant role in the future trajectory of Indian democracy. In summary, the transition from a robust democracy to the brink of authoritarianism isn't a sudden shift. It's a painstaking, incremental process characterized by the systematic dismantling of civil rights, an aggressive assault on democratic establishments, and the unchecked accumulation of authority. There's an increasing assault on freedom of expression, rule of law, and individual liberties. Simultaneously, the governing leaders are tightening their grip, silencing opposition, and manipulating public sentiment. The judiciary's independence seems compromised, and the media's role as watchdog is being suppressed. Such instances of democratic backsliding are alarming. The incidents spanning the last years strongly indicate that India is navigating perilous waters, a trajectory that could potentially lead to the termination of democracy as we know it. India's story serves as a poignant, impactful cautionary tale for democracies everywhere in the world. It serves as a stark reminder, a mirror reflecting the vulnerability of democratic systems. This narrative illustrates with great clarity that the concept and practice of democracy is never inherently secure or a given. Democracy, as it turns out, is like a fragile plant. It needs to be consistently and carefully nurtured, maintained, and protected against any external or internal threats. The urgency and importance of safeguarding our democratic institutions cannot be enough. The question that still lingers, however, is whether India, after facing numerous trials, can reverse this unsettling downward trend in its democratic practices, or if it's already past the point of no return. Is it too late to salvage and restore the state of democracy in India, or is there still hope? The answer, as per usual, remains shrouded in the uncertainty of the future. Only time will tell. In conclusion, it's vital to recollect that democracy surpasses merely being a governance system. It embodies a lifestyle, a staunch belief in liberty, equal opportunities, and righteousness. Democracy, with its roots deeply embedded in these principles, advocates for the fair distribution of power. Every individual, irrespective of their social standing, is bestowed the power to voice their opinion and influence public decision-making. An authoritative setup, on the other hand, centralizes power and hinders the principles of democracy. A shift toward such a regime represents more than a political transition. It signifies an attack on the very foundation of these democratic ideals. Global communities attentively observe as India embarks upon this critical phase in its democratic voyage. Voiceover. Now let's delve into some visual references from a YouTube video to understand the situation better. The video features Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi, two leading figures in Indian politics. Watch their speeches and actions closely. Modi, with his charismatic leadership and compelling speeches, has won over the masses. Rahul Gandhi, however, focuses on social concerns and champions the rights of the marginalized. Their differing styles have created a diverse political climate among the population. These clips will provide crucial context for India's political dynamics. This visual examination will not only enrich our understanding but also help us foresee the potential future of India's democratic path.